I'm working on the battens here in front, the decking, and the plans call for the dimension between edge to edge on each of these 6 inches. So that's what I did up here, and I just cut the notches for all of them. So I still have to put the relocated deck beam number 5 here close. This will be the back side of the dash. This is the original position of it. And so working on that, and up here the way it works is there'll be a blocking member. I'll cut this at an angle to match close to this angle and have a blocking member under there. But this second one from the outside, actually third, there'll be another one in here, short one. But this one up here, the plans actually show it going through this frame, but what I'm going to do is just actually put a blocking member there instead of cut through and just have a little stub there. So that's what I'll do. And up here in front, the strong back, which is 2 inches, the rest of these are 1.5 inches wide. This is 2 inches wide. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that. It'll be fared down somehow, but you can see how it's laying in there now, and it actually sits on top. I thought it would actually be a little lower, so I've got to figure out what I'm going to do there. And then this one will have a blocking member also underneath for this to go down to, and that'll get fared down. Same with that side over there. And then the short piece that'll go in here, I don't have it cut yet. Instead of cutting, because the 6 inches from here puts me kind of right about here, and I'll be kind of into this carling, and I don't really want to cut a notch like that. So I'm going to put a blocking member under here, and then it'll go up, and then it'll be a blocking member up in this area. So I actually have a short piece over there on that side ready to go. But these being 6 inches apart, outside, well, I determined that back here when I cut these notches for these battens in the rear deck here, I did 6 inches center to center. So I have an extra wide gap here. So what I'm going to do, I already cut the 2 battens, is I'm actually going to put one in here, and I'll cut a notch up this far side here, and then but back here, the way that will set in there is it'll set almost on this member. So I'm not going to try to chisel a notch in there. I'm just going to have it setting on there, and I'll probably have a wedge I will epoxy in there as a little blocking member instead of trying to cut a notch. Now this is all epoxied in. The reason I'm doing that is I may or may not, probably don't need to do that, but this extra gap, because the way this fairing is done, the planking actually be really epoxied out here, but these pieces, the way I've got them in there, they're actually lower. So when I have decking, and there won't be any support under here, and so I wanted something in the middle, because I could see when I'm docking the boat and messing with it, I could see back here having my foot, my bare foot, and moving the boat around, and I just didn't want that. So that's what I'm going to do. And I don't have this deck beam, relocated deck beam epoxied in yet, and these are not fixed permanently yet, because I've got to deal with the fuel tank and how I'm going to mount that underneath. I just have it temporarily set in there. And then I also need to work with the rudder, and so I've got work to do. And actually also when I mount the strut, I want to have that tank. Well, the tank actually can slide out this way, which is good, but I probably will not have this. I probably won't epoxy this until I do all that, but we'll see. We'll see. But so I wanted to mention that about the main thing about these deck battens and the spacing of them.